Imagine strolling through your garden, breathing easily, no tissues in hand. Today, that dream becomes a plan. For many, a garden is a refuge, but for allergy sufferers, it can be a battleground. Pollen, mold, and certain plants can trigger uncomfortable reactions. However, with the right choices, a low-allergy garden can flourish, minimizing these irritants. This sanctuary is not only possible but can be a vibrant space filled with beauty that respects your sensitivities. Stay tuned as we dive into how to transform your garden into a safe haven for allergy sufferers. Why do some plants make us sneeze while others don't? The answer lies in the types of allergens these plants produce, primarily pollen. Pollen is a fine powder produced by flowers, and it's the primary culprit behind those pesky garden allergies. Now, not all pollen is created equal. The amount and type of pollen vary significantly among different plants. For instance, wind-pollinated plants are notorious for their high pollen production. These plants, like many grasses and trees, release large quantities of pollen into the air in hopes that the wind will carry it to another flower. This method is quite effective for plant reproduction, but can be a nightmare for allergy sufferers. On the flip side, insect-pollinated plants, such as roses and orchids, rely on insects to do the work. These plants produce less pollen, and it's stickier, so it's less likely to become airborne and trigger allergies. Understanding these differences is crucial when planning your garden. With the right knowledge, selecting the perfect plants for your allergy-free garden is a breeze. Now let's pick some plants that keep the sneezes away. Creating a low-allergy garden is much like curating an art collection. It's not just about what you display, but also about ensuring that everyone can enjoy it without discomfort. Today we focus on selecting plants that are not only beautiful but also kind to those with allergies. First on our list is the hydrangea. This lush, bushy plant is known for its large, captivating blooms that come in shades of blue, pink, white, and purple. Hydrangeas are excellent for low-allergy gardens because they produce very little pollen that's airborne. This makes them less likely to trigger allergic reactions. Besides their hypoallergenic qualities, hydrangeas are relatively easy to care for, requiring just enough sun and plenty of moisture to thrive. Next, consider adding hostas to your garden. Hostas are primarily grown for their attractive foliage, which comes in various greens, golds, and even blues. The beauty of hostas lies in their versatility and minimal floral scent, which means they don't contribute much pollen to the air. They flourish in shady spots, making them perfect companions beneath tree canopies or in cooler corners of your garden. Now let's talk about peonies. These perennials are not only stunning but are also considered low allergy because their pollen is too heavy to be easily airborne. Peonies offer a double benefit. They add a classic aesthetic to any garden and typically bloom in late spring, providing a spectacular display when many other plants are just waking up. They do well in sunny areas and don't require a lot of maintenance, aside from some support as their lush blooms can weigh down their stems. In choosing these plants, you're not only making a garden that's easier on allergies, but also crafting a space with visual appeal and easy care needs. Armed with this plant list, your garden will not only look stunning but also be a breath of fresh air. Great plant choices in hand, let's talk planting. When setting out to reduce allergens in your garden, the way you plant can be just as crucial as the plants you select. One effective strategy is to utilize raised beds. These elevate the plants and soil, limiting your exposure to mold and other ground-level allergens. Raised beds also improve drainage, which discourages mold growth, a common trigger for allergy sufferers. Spacing your plants properly is another key technique. Overcrowded plants create a microenvironment that retains moisture and promotes the growth of mold. So, give your plants room to breathe. This not only helps in reducing mold but also maximizes air circulation, which is essential for keeping plants healthy and dry. Timing is everything in gardening, especially when you're trying to dodge allergens. Aim to garden in the early morning or late evening. Pollen counts are usually at their lowest during these times, which means you're less likely to stir up allergens that can cause discomfort. Moreover, these cooler parts of the day are generally more pleasant for gardening activities. Choosing the right mulch can also play a significant role in minimizing allergens. Organic mulches, while beneficial for soil health, can sometimes be a breeding ground for mold. Consider using inorganic mulches like stones or river rock instead. These materials help retain moisture for the plants, while being less likely to harbor mold spores. Watering your garden wisely also aids in reducing allergen exposure. Use a soaker hose or drip irrigation to deliver water directly to the roots where it's needed. rather than sprinkling from above. This method not only conserves water but prevents the dispersal of pollen and mold into the air. Proper planting can drastically cut down on allergens and make your garden a more enjoyable space. By implementing these techniques, you're not just cultivating plants, but also nurturing a safer, more comfortable garden environment for everyone to enjoy. A low-allergy garden requires thoughtful upkeep. Maintaining a garden that minimizes allergens isn't just about the initial selection of plants, it's about how you care for them too. One of the first steps in ongoing maintenance is choosing the right mulch. Opt for mulches like shredded hardwood or pine bark, which are less likely to harbor mold spores compared to straw or hay. This choice helps keep the allergen count low while retaining moisture and suppressing weeds. Speaking of weeds, regular weeding is crucial. Weeds can be more than just an eyesore. They often flower rapidly and prolifically, releasing pollen that can trigger allergies. By keeping your garden beds clear of weeds, you not only maintain its aesthetic appeal, but also reduce the potential for allergen accumulation. It's a simple task that makes a significant difference. Now let's talk about a lesser-known tip: wiping down your plants. Yes, you heard that right. Using a damp cloth to gently wipe the leaves of your plants can actually help to remove dust and pollen residues. This practice is particularly beneficial after a dry spell or windy day when pollen can be more prevalent in the air. It's a gentle, effective way to reduce the allergens in your garden without using water in excess, which could inadvertently promote mold growth. Water management is another key aspect. Overwatering can lead to the growth of mold, another common allergen. Ensure that your garden has proper drainage and that you're watering in a manner that allows the soil to dry slightly between watering sessions. This not only helps prevent mold, but also encourages stronger plant growth. Finally, consider the timing of your gardening activities. Pollen counts are usually higher in the early morning and late afternoon. Plan your garden maintenance tasks for times when pollen levels are typically lower, usually around midday. This timing can help you avoid peak pollen times, making your gardening experience more pleasant and less sneeze-inducing. Regular maintenance keeps your garden beautiful and your allergies at bay. All set. Now how do we make the most of this serene space? Imagine for a moment reclining in a cozy chair, surrounded by the gentle hues of lavender and the soft textures of ferns. The garden is not just a visual delight, but a sanctuary designed for comfort and ease. Here, every element is chosen to ensure you breathe easily and relax fully. Consider the arrangement of your outdoor seating. Position chairs and benches in shaded areas under large trees or covered patios. This not only provides relief from the sun but also minimizes exposure to any airborne allergens that might be more active in direct sunlight. Adding a water feature can elevate the tranquility of your garden. The sound of trickling water isn't just soothing, it also helps in masking background noises, creating a bubble of peace. Moreover, water features help in settling down pollen, reducing its movement through the air. For those exceptionally sensitive days, think about incorporating an outdoor air purifier. These devices can significantly reduce allergens in your immediate environment, making your garden time more pleasant. They blend seamlessly with the outdoor aesthetics, especially when tucked away among plants or placed near your seating area. As the sun sets, watch as your garden transforms with strategic lighting, soft solar lights that highlight paths and favorite spots without overwhelming the senses. It's perfect for evenings when the garden becomes a magical twilight zone. Your low-allergy garden is now ready to be your new retreat from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Congratulations on taking the steps to create a healthier, happier garden environment. Today, we've journeyed through the essentials of designing a garden that allows everyone, especially those with sensitivities, to enjoy the green spaces without discomfort. Starting with an understanding of plant allergens, we've learned that certain plants can be more troublesome than others. Recognizing these allergens is crucial to creating a space that's comfortable for all. We then moved on to selecting the right plants. Choosing species like lavender, ferns, and hostas, which are known for their low pollen production, can significantly reduce allergic reactions. We also covered effective planting techniques, such as positioning allergenic plants further away from windows or seating areas, and opting for raised beds to minimize contact with allergens. Lastly, we discussed ongoing maintenance tips to keep allergens at bay, like regular watering and mulching to suppress pollen dispersal. Embrace your new low-allergy garden and enjoy the outdoors without fear. Thank you for joining us, and breathe easy.